जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरधरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरा बनजारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we'll be taking the sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 5, text number 9. Ena prajanam uta atma karma रूपा अभिधानाम च विधाम व्यदत्ता नारायणो विश्रग आत्मयोनिर एते चनु वर्ण्या विप्रभर्या एना प्रजानाम उत आत्मकर्मा रूपाभिधानां च विधाम व्यदत्ता नारायणो विश्रग आत्मयोनिर एतच्चनो वर्ण्य विप्रभर्या एना प्रजानां उत आत्मकर्मा रूपाभिधानां च विधाम व्यदत्ता नारायणो विश्रग आत्मयोनिर एतच्चनो वर्ण्य विप्रभर्या Ena, by which Prajanam, of those who are born, Uta, as also, Atma Karma, destined engagement, Rupa, form and feature, Abhidhanam, endeavors, Cha, also, Bhidham, differentiation, Vyadhatta, dispersed, Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishrig, the creator of the universe, Atma Yonir, self-sufficient, Etat, all these, Cha, also, Na, onto us, Varnaya, describe, Vipravarya, O chief amongst the Brahmanas. Translation: O chief amongst the Brahmanas, please also describe how Narayan, the creator of the universe and the self-sufficient Lord, has differently created the natures, activities, forms, features and names of the different living creatures. Purport: every living being is under the plan of his natural inclinations in terms of the modes of material nature. His work is manifested in terms of the nature of the three modes. His form and bodily features are designed according to his work, and his name is designated according to his bodily features. For example, the high classes of men are white, Sukla, and the lower classes of men are black. This division of white and black is in terms of one's white and black duties of life. Pious acts lead one to take birth in a good and highly placed family, to become rich, to become learned, and to acquire beautiful bodily features. Impious acts lead one to become poor by parentage, and to be always in want, to become a fool or illiterate, and to acquire ugly bodily features. Vidura requested Maitreya to explain these differences between all the living creatures made by Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agyantividandasya Jnanana Shalakaya Chakshurum Tamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swapadamitam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yukta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakamitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopeksha Gopika Kantha Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchanam Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruvesha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ramo Ramo Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you to all of yourself for coming for today morning Bhagavatam class. So in this sloka, there's mention about various living entities, their forms, nature, activities. And out of the different living entities, the most important form is that of the human being. It is only in the human form that we can understand our relationship with Krishna, who we are, our real identity as spirit soul. And this human form is very, very rare, very rare. But what happens is when we get this human form, we waste it. We waste it. We waste it for what? We waste it for the glitters of this world. We waste this human form in trying to indulge in the pleasures of this world, trying to enjoy pleasures through our mind, through our senses. What a waste of this human form. And the Acharyas give us the understanding that the seed of suffering is within all pleasures of this world. I repeat, the seed of suffering is within all pleasures of this world. Now, why is this trying to take pleasure in the outside world like a poison compared to poison? There are various reasons. One is that the more we indulge in such sensory pleasures, the more we are conditioning ourselves to it, the more we are conditioning. And at a later date, when we don't get that sense pleasure, that material pleasure which we are looking for, we become very frustrated, we become depressed, we become in supreme anxiety. There are many examples, we can see all around us. In the scriptures also, there are many classic examples. You can see that of Ravan. Ravan, he had conditioned himself to so much sense pleasure, so much, that when he got captured Sita, and he had Sita in his kingdom of Lanka, and he couldn't enjoy Sita because he had a curse on himself. Because he could not indulge in trying to enjoy Sita, he was in so much frustration. So much frustration. I'm like the peak of frustration. I know, so much anxiety. His life was like, he had all the wealth, power, name, fame, but still life was miserable. Because he had conditioned himself to so much sense pleasure that when he did not get it, it just ruined him. Then again, why is it considered poison, this trying to enjoy this sense pleasure? The thing is, in order to fulfill these sense enjoyment, the sense pleasure activities, a lot of times we indulge in sinful activities. And these sinful activities in turn cause us more repeated birth in that. And then we keep on engaging in these sense pleasury activities, and we keep on doing more sinful activities. The cycle keeps on continuing. And when you're talking the sense pleasure activities, in the material world, if you see, people are just hunting for sense pleasure, just looking, hunting here, hunting there, where we will find sense pleasure. So sometimes what happens is, when we take up to spiritual life also, the same tendency which we previously had comes into a spiritual life also. In the spiritual life also, in the initial stages, we try to look forward. कहाँ मजा मिलेगा, किधर अच्छा होगा, we just trying to look, अरे वाह वहाँ प्रसाद है, ऐसा है, we trying to look, कहाँ मजा मिलेगा, trying to look for sense pleasure. The same material tendency we carry over in spiritual life. Okay, maybe for initially okay, but as we go more deep in our spiritual life, in our sadhana, as we get purified from within, then we will just consider pleasure of Lord Krishna. We will just consider their pleasure, not our pleasure. In this regard, I would like to narrate to you a very nice story. This is many years back. I work in Bhaktivedanta Hospital and work in the purchase department. So many years, Yamuna Mataji, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, the legendary Yamuna Mataji, she was admitted in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Yamuna Mataji who's written the cookbook, the pure Vaishnav. So she was having some health issues. So she was admitted in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. So she was having some health problems, some breathing problems. So the doctors told that she would have to buy a breathing machine and use that breathing machine. So since I was in the purchase department, I was told to coordinate the purchase of this breathing machine for Yamuna Mataji. So I ordered for this breathing machine. The vendor came with the breathing machine. I took the vendor to Yamuna Mataji. That vendor gave the demonstration how to use this breathing machine to Yamuna Mataji. So Yamuna Mataji started using this machine. So I was on almost every day in touch with Yamuna Mataji, that Mataji, how is this machine doing? Are you comfortable with it? Do you want me to call the vendor again to give you a demo? She told me, okay, call the vendor once more. I called him. So I was in constant touch with Yamuna Mataji. So once I gave her some sweet prasad. So the next day, my office was on the first floor and she was staying in a room on the 5th floor of the hospital building. So again, I rang up Yamuna Mataji from my intercom to her. Yamuna Mataji, how's that machine doing? Is it doing okay? She was saying, yes, fine. Then, in the end of my conversation, I asked Yamuna Mataji, Mataji, did you enjoy the sweet prasad which I gave you yesterday? Yamuna Mataji immediately answered, I don't enjoy, I honored it. I immediately went back, I said, sorry, Mataji, What did Mataji say? I don't enjoy, I honored it. What a big lesson for me. These pure Vaishnavas, they see everything in terms of not my enjoyment, but Krishna's enjoyment. This is the hallmark of pure Vaishnavas. This should be our goal, our dream. What a concept, to this day, that's a learning lesson for me. When talking of this, I think it was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Bhakti Vinod Thakur, one of these acharyas. When a prasad plate would come in front of them, this acharya would fold his hand, look at the prasad and say, Hey Prasad Prabhu, please use my body for your service and for your enjoyment. Wow, what a concept. When I came across this, मैं बोला मैं तो दिल्ली दूर हूँ. I'm way beyond this consciousness. I don't know whether in this life I will achieve this consciousness. But I was so happy saying, wow, I'm associated with a philosophy such great and such pure. Wow, I was just thanking my stars. I may not be able to do that, but I'm considering myself so fortunate that I'm associated with a movement which has such pure high philosophy. What miracle. Amazing, amazing. And when we are talking of that, like initially I said, that the seed of suffering is within all pleasure of this world. Then, all these material pleasures are form of suffering because another thing is that the more we indulge, we are causing ourselves more ruination, more inconvenience. Why? Because the more we indulge in it, and later, on a later date, if we want to give it up, it will become more difficult. So again, the less we indulge in these things, and then at a later time when we want to give it up, it becomes more easier for us. And also, these material pleasures are temporary. And temporary things can never give us eternal happiness. And we have to understand that there's only one thing that can give us inner fulfillment. And that is the process of bhakti. That is the process of bhakti. And what does the process of bhakti mean? The process of bhakti comprises of a sadhana. Once a Vaishnava mentioned that sadhana is the basic necessity for our survival. I repeat, sadhana is the basic necessity for our survival. Sadhana means what? Chanting our holy names of the Lord very sincerely, associating with strong devotees on a regular basis, reading Srila Prabhupada books regularly. And Srila Prabhupada books, they are a lifeline. If we are not reading Srila Prabhupada books on a regular basis, it's a matter of time our spiritual life is going to go in very rough weather. In Srila Prabhupada books, they have done amazing things in this whole world. Regarding this, I would like to narrate you one story. This happened in 1982. In Italy, there was a brahmachari. His name was Bhakta Raphael. So he would love to do book distribution. He would love to go from door to door distributing books. So on one day, he was doing book distribution. He knocked one door. And the person opened it. And the owner came out of the house. Then Raphael Prabhu, he showed them the Bhagavad Gita and explained the importance and the advantage of Bhagavad Gita. That man, he was in no mood to take. He said, no, I do not want. But this man's 7-year daughter was just standing side of this man. The daughter insists, no, Papa, please buy this book, please buy this book. Papa is saying, why? The daughter insists, no, Papa, please buy. Sometimes when the children become stubborn, all your logic, everything you have to put in the dustbin, The people who are parents, and especially the mothers, they will relate to this, very nicely. I have 2 children, now they are grown up, but when they were small, I could, very well relate to this. So their father said, okay, theek hai, kharid lete hai, Daughter was happy. Father gave the money and bought the book. So Bhakta Raphael, he had a very nice habit in those days. Whenever he would sell a book, he would write his name and the the landline telephone number of the center where he was staying. So he did that. And he gave the Bhagavad Gita. Father bought it, the daughter went for her playing activities. The father put this book in his cupboard. And for years after years, it was just lying in the cupboard. After 12 years, one day, this daughter, now she was grown up, she was around 7, grown up. So she was just going through the different books in the cupboard, and she came across the Bhagavad Gita. She said, it's an odd book. She took it out, started seeing it. And she asked her father that, how come this book is here? Father told her, hey, because of you, this book is here, Father reminded her, daughter, 12-year backstory, this has happened, you were very stubborn, you wanted it, and just to please you, I got it. The daughter said, Achha. So doctor said, okay, if I am the cause of the book, let me read it, So she started reading the Gita. She liked it. So she went to the nearest local temple on a Sunday feast lecture. She attended it. She liked it so much. Then she asked the devotees that, many, many years back, this devotee by the name of Bhakt Raphael, he had come to my house and he had sold his Bhagavad Gita. Where is he? So the local devotees told her, oh, this is many long time back. Bhakt Raphael, now his name has been changed to Vishwambar Das. And now he's gone to UK, and he's preaching there. So this girl, she said, Acha, he's gone to UK. This girl, all the way she went to UK to meet Vishwambar. All the way. From Italy, she went all the way to UK. She traced Bhakt Raphael, who was Vishwambar Prabhu. She traced where he was. He was giving a lecture in the Bhaktivedanta Manor in UK. So this girl went there in Bhaktivedanta Manor, and Vishwambar Prabhu was giving the lecture. After the lecture, this girl, went to Vishwambar Prabhu and told Vishwambar Prabhu that, are you Vishwambar Das? Vishwambar Prabhu said, yes, I am Vishwambar Das. Then this girl told Vishwambar Das, were you born and brought up in Italy? Vishwambar Prabhu said, yes, I was born and brought up in Italy. Then this girl said that, my name is Cinzia, and she told the whole story that 12 years back you had come and given the Gita and you had written your name. I went to the center, and this girl Cinzia, with tears in her eyes, she was crying and thanking Vishwambar Prabhu. That was because of you only today I am here and I'm taking up to this process of bhakti. She, with a little bit tears in her eyes, she was crying, and with a grateful heart, she was thanking Vishwambar Prabhu. And when Vishwambar Prabhu heard the story of Cinzia, Vishwambar Prabhu also had tears in his eyes, and Vishwambar Prabhu also was having tears in his eyes. Then this girl Cinzia, she later on came in touch with Indradumna Maharaj, and she took initiation from Indradumna Maharaj and got the name Komadaki Devidasi. And so these books, they do amazing things in lives, amazing things. And Srila Prabhupada, when devotees would tell Srila Prabhupada, we have distributed so much books here, so much books there. Then Prabhupada would ask them, that's very nice, but are y'all reading my books? Prabhupada, I have written these books primarily for y'all. So we have to be reading Prabhupada books every day. And okay, then when we are on the spiritual path, we will have our spiritual challenges. And what does Krishna say? Krishna says in the scriptures that you do your best and I will take rest, and I will take care of the rest. What does Krishna says? You do your best and I will take care of the rest. We have to have faith in this statement. We have to have. What happens when we go through our challenges? We become a little depressed, dejected. But we have to have faith that yes, if we just remain sincere, Krishna will give us the necessary help which is required. And it is a reality. Like if we have doubt in this, always remember the 6 Goswamis. They were so pure souls, the 6 Goswamis, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, these pure Vaishnavas. They were so pure at heart, and they were so compassionate. Do you think they will tell us something which is untrue? Do you think they will tell us something to to do something which is not true, which will not benefit us? Impossible. One day we may get up in Bombay out of a flat and we may go and see the sea. We may get up one day in the morning and we may find that the sea has run dry. We may find one day that the rivers have become dry. We may find that the sun has stopped giving its light. That may be possible. But it's impossible that the saints will tell us something to do which is untrue in life. Impossible. So we have to have faith. We have to have faith in Krishna. We have to have faith in Krishna's words. That whenever any challenge situation comes, we just remain sincere. Krishna will give us the necessary strength and the necessary things to continue sincerely in a spiritual path. Like I was telling, we have to sincerely pray. We have to sincerely pray to the Lord, and the Lord will give us the necessary help required. So many scriptures are full of such stories. When the Pandavas and Draupadi, they were in exile, living in a kutir in the forest. Duryodhan, he made a plan and somehow sent Durvas Muni with his 50,000 disciples. And Duryodhan told Durvas Muni that please go and meet the 5 Pandavas after they finished the meals with the disciples. Because Duryodhan wanted to put the 5 Pandavas in a very inconvenient position. So Durvas Muni went with his 50,000 disciples after the Pandavas had finished the meal. Durvas Muni went to meet the Pandavas. Then all the 5 Pandavas, they paid the respectful obeisances, including Draupadi. And then the culture of those days was that when guests come to your place, you have to feed them prasad. And Draupadi had this akshapat, where there was a bone that till she ate, it could give unlimited food. And the thing is, the 5 Pandavas and Draupadi had their meal that time. So there was no way to arrange for a big, meal for 50,000 disciples. The 5 Pandavas, they were in anxiety. So Yudhishthira Maharaj told Durvas Muni that please you go to the river and have your bath with the disciples and come back, I'll arrange prasad for you all. They went to have the bath. 5 Pandavas, they were helpless. In helplessness, they cried out to Krishna, please, my dear Lord, help us. And when a Vaishnava cries out helplessly, it's Krishna's guarantee, he'll come. Krishna came. Then when Krishna came, the 5 Pandavas, Draupadi, they offered their respects. Then Krishna said, I am also hungry, please give me something. And Draupadi, with tears in eyes, told, my dear Lord, all the way in anxiety, you're like life and soul for us. We don't have anything. Krishna said, okay, bring that ball. Then Draupadi brought that bowl. And then there was one small grain at the side. Krishna had that. When Krishna had it, Durvas Muni and all his 50,000 disciples, their stomach became full automatically. जैसे होता है ना, हम खाते ना पेट भर के नहीं, गला तक खाते ना, it became like that for Durvas Muni and all his 50,000 disciples. Without eating, they felt so much full. They were thinking, bhai, now we are so full, how can we eat what the Pandavas live? Chalo, idhar se rafu chakkar ho jao, idhar se bhag jao, Durvas Muni and his 50,000 disciples, udhar se, they ran away. And the 5 Pandavas, they got saved. The thing is, again, the Pandavas with Draupadi had called out helplessly. They prayed to Krishna helplessly. Krishna helped them. So when you're talking of prayer, once what happened, in one of the Delhi temples, there was one small girl. She came in front of the deities and very sincerely she was praying, very sincerely. Again, next day, this girl came with her parents and went in front of the deities very sincerely, with folded hands. She was praying very sincerely. Third day also this happened. The devotees were noticing that the small girl, very sincerely, she is praying. So on the third day, one devotee went to this girl and said, so sincerely you are praying, it's very inspiring. What are you praying for? This girl is saying, this girl told the devotee that I am praying that may the capital of India from New Delhi change to Bombay. So this devotee got a little perplexed. What a prayer, what she was praying? That may the capital of India become from New Delhi to Bombay. So this devotee asked this girl that, why are you praying such a thing? This girl said, few days back in my main final exam, I wrote that the capital of India is Mumbai. So I'm praying, may the Lord change it. But when I heard this, I was appreciating this girl. Why? She may be having a material desire, but who was she approaching? She was approaching Krishna Bhagavan Radha Rani. this, I'm like, I really appreciate this girl. Wow. She may be a material desire, but she's approaching the Supreme Lordship, Krishna Radharani. Huh? And whatever happens, even though we have material desires, if we approach the Supreme Krishna Bhagavan Radharani, it's a matter of time. The Lordships will purify our desires and make us have pure spiritual desires. It's just a matter of time. We have to fit again there. And we will be having challenges in the spiritual life, definitely. We will be having challenges and obstacles in the spiritual life. But the thing is, we should not continue our spiritual life with stress and tension. ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए. After we join ISKCON, our friends and relatives tells, जब से तू ISKCON join किया, तू बहुत दुखी दिखता है. We should not be that. After we have joined ISKCON, our friends and relatives say, since you joined ISKCON, you look very sad. Krishna consciousness is a joyous process. Prabhupada said, chant and be happy, not chant and be dukhi. Chant and be happy. Spiritual life is a joyous process. But the thing, a lot of times, why we become little sad or little depressed or little sad in a spiritual life or little frustrated. One of the reasons is that we compare ourselves with other devotees. Arey, he's advancing so nicely. मैं तो ये भी नहीं कर सकता हूँ. अरे, he's doing this. वो भी मेरे से बाद आया है. मैं उससे पहले आया. तब पर भी ऐसा मैं इधर ही अटक गया हूँ. इधर ही लटक गया हूँ. We talk like that. Should not compare ourselves with other Vaishnavas. Because in the past lives, from the past lives, maybe the other Vaishnava, he may be having just maybe 1 or 2 kilos of his backpack, And as per past life, we may be having 15 kilos. Maybe we have overloaded our bag, So we have come with overloaded baggage in this life. Main thing is just continue on this process. Don't compare yourself with other Vaishnavas. Continue on this process sincerely. Krishna will help us. And sometimes devotees come and tell me, Prabhuji, you say that Krishna consciousness is a joyous process. We should be happy while doing bhakti. But when I do bhakti, I have so much challenges. I find it difficult to be happy and satisfied. So I give them the example of Bombay local trains. We have a classic Bombay local trains. It's unique in Bombay. It's unique in the world. Our Bombay local trains. Sometimes I wonder. I sometimes think the residents of Bombay in the past lives, they may have had some trainings of a commando. Because sometimes in office hours, to get inside these local trains, you literally need the trainings of a commando to ghusne ka, in the office times, already the door is packed with 7-8 people. You see small gap, in that small gap, you try to charge in and usko gap bada karke, you have to get inside the local train, God, it's, only the people of Bombay maybe will realize what I'm talking of, So I tell them, say, in peak Bombay local train time, suppose one college boy, he's staying in Mira, and at 8 o'clock he gets a call from his girlfriend, who is really loving, that bhai, you please come to church gate immediately, I want to meet you, because after meeting you sometime, I have to immediately go out of Bombay and I'll be there for 1 year. Suddenly there's a change of plan as per my family people. It's 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock to get into a train in Mira to church gate, Krishna, it's living hell, So this boy, he gets this call from his girlfriend. He says, wow, he will forget everything. He'll get ready. He will dash to the Mira Road station. Whatever the state of the local train, he will get inside. Whatever, he will risk his life, but he'll get inside. He'll get in. Once you get inside the local train, at 8 o'clock you get inside. Someone is massaging you from the front, someone massaging you from behind, someone pushing you from left, someone pushing from right. Forget that someone's hand from top is hitting you, Someone is stamping on your feet. God, you're like a sandwich. You're holding on to that hold and you're like a sandwich in local train. And this boy's traveling. But there's a smile on this boy's face. Why? I'm going to meet that lover. Even though so much inconvenience, external, he's still happy with it. Wow, after 40-50 minutes, I'm going to meet my beloved. Usko kitna bhi push karo, kya karo, he's still happy. Just remembering that thought. So the point is, when we take up to spiritual life, when we take up to this spiritual journey, just stay on this ISKCON train. कोई आपको इधर से धक्का मारेगा, उधर से धक्का मारेगा. Just tolerate that inconvenience. Don't get out on the next station. Yeah, seeing this challenges, sometimes we may get discouraged and get down on the next station. Don't do that. Just stay on this ISKCON train. The challenges will come, but just think of the Supreme Lord. Think that when my life's destination comes, when my life's journey's destination comes, who will be there to greet us? Our Supreme Lover, Lord Krishna will be there to greet us. He'll be ready to greet us and embrace us. Not only greet us, embrace us in His arms. What a destination we can be waiting for. So next time travel karenge train mein, just remember, Krishna is there at the end of our life. So when we remember just the thought of Krishna, the thought that Krishna is there for us, that thought itself gives us a lot of inner enjoyment and fulfillment. Then we should have spiritual dreams. We should have spiritual dreams. Like, we may have dreams of wanting to have a pure heart. We may have dreams of wanting to become a pure devotee. We may have dreams of wanting to go to the spiritual goal of Vrindavan. Very nice. But main thing is, are we ready to make the necessary sacrifices to make our dream a reality? That's very important. I repeat. Are we ready to make the necessary sacrifices to make our dream a reality? Udhar ye maar kha jate hain. We may have lofty, a student, 11th, 10th standard, he may have dreams, I want to get admission in this medical college, that medical college, or in IIT Bombay. Par wo aaram se sote rehta hai, aaram se khate rehta hai, you know. Is he really serious about his dream? So we have dreams like wanting to purify our heart, want to go back to the spiritual world, serve with pure heart. Maybe kuch to action karna chahiye, you know. And that action, we have to be ready to make the necessary sacrifices to achieve that dream. And what are those necessary sacrifices which our acharyas are asking to make? Simple. Just chant, get up in the morning, chant sincerely in a helpless way, associate with strong devotees on a regular basis, read Prabhupada books every day with an oral submissive reception. Do these things sincerely. And these are the sacrifices which our acharyas are asking us to make. And we make these sacrifices, love of Godhead is guaranteed to us. Once, a senior devotee mentioned that it's time to become serious in Krishna consciousness. It's time to become serious in Krishna consciousness. If not now, then when? I repeat. If not now, then when? Very simple statement, but very deep. I want to become Krishna conscious, no? But, we are not ready to become serious and put the necessary sacrifice required now. We postpone it. हम सोचते रहे बाद में sincere बनेंगे, बाद में ये करेंगे, बाद में ये करेंगे. Yeah, we have heard every day we should read Prabhupada books, but today I have this problem, that issue. Once this is solved, I will start reading Prabhupada books on a regular basis. But my dear friends, Maya is never going to leave us alone anytime. See, once senior Prabhupada's sannyasi disciple, he mentioned one very nice statement. He mentioned, Maya catches non-devotees by making them not surrender to Krishna, and Maya catches devotees by making them postpone their surrender to Krishna. What a statement, हम सोचते हैं, okay, from after I'm having this finance problem, this family problem, this boss problem, this food problem, this staying problem. I acknowledge that किसी का life में there will be some problem. We feel okay. When this will become a little stable, then I will start getting up in the morning and chanting. I will take regular social devotees. But the ideal situation will never come. This material world is a place of inconvenience. It's a place of dukhalayam. It's a place of, not an ideal situation, that to do a spiritual life in one sense. We somehow have to make it happen. We somehow have to push ourselves and take our time for reading Prabhupada books every day. Somehow we have to take our time to associate regularly with strong devotees. We have to take our time to get up in the morning and chant as many rounds as possible. We have to somehow do it. Once one senior devotee of Srila Prabhupada, he also made another very nice statement. He said, let me get it. He said, there's one thing that is separating us from the spiritual world. And what is that? That is our own unwillingness to remain sincere. What a statement. What is that obstacle? Our own unwillingness to remain sincere. The thing is, हम लोग sincere होते हैं, पर क्या है? वो दिवाली का रॉकेट कैसे ऊपर जाता है, पुप, फिर हो जाता है. We have to be sincere constantly. Not that, okay, Monday sincere रहूँगा, फिर Tuesday थोड़ा गैप दे दूँगा, फिर Wednesday थोड़ा सा sincere, फिर थोड़ा मेरा फ्रेंड के साथ ये पार्टी है, वे whatever. No! Sincere means being constant sincerely and on a spiritual path. That is the price for Krishna consciousness. Then also, people want to be happy in life. The secret of happiness we can learn from the gopis. I came across this statement, very simple and nice statement. The gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, and yet their enjoyment increases. I repeat, the gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, and yet their enjoyment increases. Why? Because the gopis had just one thing: service to Krishna. Pleasing Krishna. That is the secret. And the best thing is, when we keep this in mind, service to Krishna, pleasing Krishna, serving Krishna and his devotees, pleasing Krishna and his devotees, then automatically, as a byproduct, happiness comes. Just by serving Krishna, we feel so fulfilled within the heart that there's no need to look for this external material enjoyment. In regard to this, I would like to narrate a very nice story, like how we should keep pleasure of Guru and Krishna in our lives as the topmost. This is in reference to the early ISKCON days. This is when Prabhupada was coming out with the Krishna book. Prabhupada wanted the paintings to be made for Krishna book and his other books. So that time, ISKCON had bought a temple in Boston. So Prabhupada wanted his books to be filled with the spiritual art paintings. Prabhupada said that these paintings will be the window to the spiritual world. So Prabhupada called all the artists of the ISKCON to come to Boston. So Prabhupada asked Bharadwaj Prabhu to come to Boston from Montreal. Prabhupada had just initiated Bhakta Mark, who was known Bhakta Mark as Mullidhar Das. And Prabhupada asked him that please from Los Angeles come to Boston. So all these great ISKCON artists that come to the Boston temple. And that time in the Boston temple, it was very, very cold. And the Boston temple, they didn't have enough Lakshmi money for heating system in the Boston temple. So all these Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis had come. And the Boston temple, there was no space. There was only one place in the attic. The attic is the topmost part of any building. It's like a triangular shape. That was the only part where these Vaishnavas could be put up there to do their paintings. And attic is the coldest part of any building. There's no heating system. They are there already. It's very cold in Boston. They're on the top of the attic, the coldest part of the building. So cold. And then Prabhupada wrote to Jadurani Mataji. Prabhupada told that Prabhupada gave her a set of 8 paintings, and Prabhupada gave the details, and Prabhupada told, I want you to paint these 8 paintings. And after 2 weeks, Prabhupada again sent her description of 8 more paintings. And Prabhupada said, I want you to paint these 8 more paintings more. So then the artist started communicating with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada gave the details how he wanted the paintings. When the devotees heard this, then the devotees told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you want us to paint the supreme beauty of Krishna, the supreme opulence of the spiritual world. And Prabhupada gave them more details of how to go about the painting. Then when the devotees heard this, then the devotees asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what painting style do you like? Prabhupada said, the painting style which I like is classic realism. And Prabhupada gave them more details how this painting should be made. When these devotees heard it, the devotees said, Prabhupada, you are expecting us, to make paintings which are supposed to be more beautiful than Da Vinci and Raphael. Da Vinci and Raphael, they were the most beautiful and famous artists of the whole world. The dude is saying, Prabhupada, the description and the way you want us, we are supposed to paint more beautiful paintings than these famous painters. And then the devotees told Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, please do one thing. There's an art academy in Italy which teaches the Renaissance style of painting. Please send us, we painters, to this art academy in Italy. We will learn there for 3 years, all the different paintings and the details. And then after 3 years, when you come back, maybe we can start painting the way you want us. And Prabhupada was racing against time. Prabhupada said, no way. I don't have that time. Prabhupada said, no, I can't. There's no way. Prabhupada said, no, you just start painting. And Prabhupada gave them another additional set of paintings. And Prabhupada told, I want 64 paintings in 6 months' time. God, it was, these devotees were like, it's just that they didn't faint. That was the only thing, The devotees said, Prabhupada, 64 paintings in 6 months. We are just neophyte artists. And especially in the Western world, that time people painted God, as an old man with long white beard, with wrinkles on the, face. And these devotees, they were given the task to paint the supreme beauty of Krishna, the supreme opulence of the spiritual world to the whole world. And they were given that task. So they were just told, Prabhupada, in 6 months, 64 paintings, we are just neophyte artists. The devotee said, Prabhupada, we don't even have money to buy the wooden frame to put the canvas. We don't even have the money for brushes. We don't even have the money for paint. This was the condition. Prabhupada said, you go out and beg for the money and buy whatever is required for that money from what you beg. Imagine these devotees, they have been given this task to paint the most beautiful paintings, better than the best painters in the whole world. 64 paintings in 6 months. They don't have Lakshmi, they don't have brushes, they don't have the canvas, they don't have wooden frame. They are put up in the attic, so cold. And so these devotees are saying, Prabhupada, how do we do this? How will we get the ability to do this, what you want? Prabhupada told them, you do one thing. You sit in front of the canvas 8 to 10 hours every day. Just sit in front of the canvas while painting. Just chant the holy name. Chant the holy name while painting. Beg the holy name. Beg the holy name desperately. Beg the holy name. My dear Lord, my dear holy name, my Guru Maharaj has given me this impossible task. Please help me. Please empower me. Beg the holy name, that my dear holy name, please take over my fingers, take over my senses, take over my heart. You do the miracle which my Gurudev is expecting. Prabhupada told them literally, do this, chant the holy name while painting 8 to 10 hours. Chant the holy name, beg the holy name. These artists were really helpless, They were not, they were helpless. And they started that. And when they were painting, there were 2 positions that these artists could be in. There were 2 positions. What was that? One was, they put this canvas on this wooden frame, and this wooden frame would be resting against the wall, and this artist would be facing the canvas and painting. This was one position. And the second position was that they had to put the canvas on the floor. They had to kneel on the floor and paint. This they had to do for hours and hours every day. What? Kneeling on the knees, with the heads down, with the shoulder down, and hours after hours, day after day, weeks after weeks, month after month in that position be painting. Imagine the position. And it was so cold, they had to have winter clothes. They had to have, winter gloves in the hand. It was so cold. And they had to hold the paintbrush with the winter gloves. They could hardly feel the paintbrush. Imagine the thick winter gloves. You can hardly feel the paintbrush. And they had to paint this with minute details. Imagine what position they were in. But still, just to please Prabhupada, they did this every day, helplessly chanting the holy name, kneeling on the ground with thick gloves, painting hours after hours, days after days, weeks after week, month after month. And because they made that sacrifice, Prabhupada and Krishna empowered them with this miracle, and they could come out with such beautiful paintings. So again, the thing is that, if we sincerely from our heart pray to the Lord, pray to Guru, pray to the holy name, they will empower us with miracle things. Okay. So time is up. We will end the class here. If anyone has any question, maybe one question we can take. So since there are no questions, we'll end the class here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.